as we get older, especially those over 30 like myself,
What's she trying to say?
we're going to start to break down. So we just have to be more diligent about caring for ourselves for the long haul.
Okay, I'll take that. She just called me old. Healthy Fit Family, okay, we're here. Remember, I'm Miss Champagne, connecting you to health. So let me tell you a little bit about what we got going on today. She works with elite athletes, the lead therapist on Broadway, y'all. I was like, wait, what? She is a doctor of physical therapy that specializes in sports medicine and orthopedics. She's gonna explain what that is, because that was a whole big mouthful. But not only that, she's on the board, let me get this right, for the National Association of Black Physical Therapists. And she went a step further, and she is the founder of the Coalition of Black Physical Therapists. So without further ado, I need to, wait. Y'all know I'm with the fam. She's a rattler. Hey! From the HBCU, the only one.
On the highest of 7 hills.
Oh, yes! Get it together. We have Dr. Rhianna Green. So.
Hey everyone, nice to meet you.
Yes, I'm so excited. She's here.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. Okay, so you're gonna have to explain to us first, because I don't think a lot of people know what a doctorate in therapy is, and especially what orthopedics is.
Yeah.
So just please explain to us what that is.
So I'm a doctor of physical therapy. Most people assume that physical therapists, we just stretch you and work you out. But I specialize in sports and orthopedics. What that means is I specialize in all the muscles and skeletal issues that you may have, from spraining your ankle to tearing your ACL to tearing your pecs off. We do all that. We also do a little bit of vertigo or dizziness as well, so we treat that in our clinic. And then as for sports, any sports injuries, we treat that on the field and off the field. So sometimes people assume that everyone on the field running on to help the athletes is an athletic trainer. Not necessarily true. Sometimes they are a physical therapist, like myself, and we are credentialed or called emergency medical responders. So we have advanced training similar to your athletic trainers so that we can assist. Even when patients are getting or spine boarded. I don't know if you guys watch football and the whole concussion thing, or the helmet to helmet. So if someone is involved in a helmet to helmet on the field, we are trained, or myself, we're trained to spine board them and get them to the right healthcare professional. So yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. So sports physical therapists are on the field.
We can be on the field. But for physical therapy, what I didn't explain is we do a lot more than stretching and exercise. So there's people that specialize in pediatrics, so you're working with kids. There's physical therapists that do women's health, so any of your postpartum issues, any issues with sexual activity, women's health. You can also do wound care. There's also geriatrics. There's hippotherapy, working with horses and children. There's a vast array, chest PT or anything like that. You can definitely see a physical therapist for.
Wow. So there's a lot of specialties, but we're with someone who's in sports right now.
Exactly.
So that's really good. Y'all, she's going to tell me about my knee a little later, because my knee is hurting. So, but okay, so we want to know how did you, or why did you even pick sports?
So I'm a collegiate athlete. I'm a Division I. I played at FAMU softball. Woo woo, MEAC champions. And I initially wanted to be an athletic trainer, but then once I got to FAM, I was like, ooh, the hours are a little too long. You're here before us, our 6 a.m. practices, you're here after us when we're walking on the field at 9 p.m. And I was like, this is not what I anticipated. But I still want to be involved in sports.
Yeah.
So I found the field of physical therapy, and I realized that I had options. And so that's how I got into PT.
Oh, so that's really neat. Wait, so physical trainers versus physical therapy, two different things. But physical therapists are still there with the team.
So athletic trainers specialize in emergency response.
Yes.
It requires a bachelor's degree, not saying that they're not qualified for what they do. You can have a master's in athletic training. Physical therapy is a doctoral degree. Our job is not only to evaluate and treat, but also potentially diagnose on at the site. You do not need a referral to see us in most states as well, because of our expertise.
Oh, wow. See, y'all, I told you she was big time. Okay, before we go further, because she's going to tell us about all these organizations she's a part of, but we want to know, first of all, can you explain to us what dry needling is?
Yes, so dry needling is like a new trend right now in the medical world. Most people think it's acupuncture, but it's not. So acupuncture needles are about 15 millimeters, about this big. They go into the energy channels. They make you feel better. It's more of an Eastern medicine. Dry needling is more Western medicine. The needles are 15 millimeters to about 100, depending on where I'm putting them, so don't be alarmed. And they go into those muscle knots that you feel. Sometimes when you have a crick in your neck, you're like, oh, I really want to get it out. Massage is not working. We can actually put a dry needle into that spot. Depends on the training of the therapist, depends on how they go about releasing that muscle tension. Sometimes they'll just stick the needle in, leave it. Sometimes they'll have the needle with electrical stimulation. So it sends a signal and desensitizes you while the needle's in. Or the therapist can piston or twist the needle and your muscle will start to spasm almost. And then it will release. So
my God.
People love dry needling. We do it in our clinic. I do it in my clinic. You can dry needle anywhere from the head down. So we'll do it in the face, sometimes the skull, the neck for headaches, TMJ if you're having any jaw pain, any of your limbs. The only place you don't really dry needle is your stomach just because of the organs that are there.
What? It's pain. Is it painful?
It depends on where it is. So if you have plantar fasciitis or pain on the bottom of your foot, yes, we're going to have a very deep discussion before I stick a needle into your foot, although it helps correct that in about 2 sessions versus having more traditional therapy, which can take 6 to 8 weeks. So it'll help really cut that pain down a lot sooner, and then we can get you back to running or anything that you would like to do.
Oh. Yes. What? Okay, one more question about dry needling. Why would someone opt for dry needling over just getting physical therapy? Yes.
So dry needling is not going to be our first option. Some people are addicted or they've had it before and they like the results. But dry needling, will be introduced if manual techniques aren't working. There's a very specific area that's causing the pain. Then we can isolate that and do the dry needling as part of their therapy.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's.
Yeah, we just don't go and say, yeah, let me stick you, let me stick you. That's not how it works.
That's true. And definitely, if you want to know more information, go to her video and watch it. But then, y'all know how Michael Phelps? I feel like he was the one who made cupping really popular. I thought it looked crazy though, all these weird cups. But you do cupping too as well?
We do cupping. Cupping is another tool in our toolbox. And basically you have 3 layers: your skin, your fascia, and your muscles. The fascia in between, which runs along your whole body, will get tight. So the cup allows separation of it, which is why you get increased blood flow. And the blood flow is what turns the spots red. We do it either stationary, which is more traditional, or you can do it with movement like stretches to really engage those muscles and elongate them to get the most benefit while you're doing the treatment.
Oh, and that's not the first. That's just like dry needling, right? That would be something you offer.
Yeah, later down the line.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a manual therapist, so what that means is I utilize my hands primarily to do a lot of my treatments. I'm actually a fellow in training, which is the highest level that you can be as a physical therapist. I'm not there yet, so I have another year. But when patients come see me, it's all hands-on, so we're trying to get to the bottom of it before we're trying to throw everything at them, and then we don't know what's working. Or I'm not here just to make you feel better. I'm here to make you not come back.
Oh, wow. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She's trying to help you get healed, people. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we dive in a little bit more, because I still want to know about those organizations, could you just explain, performance care clinics? Tell us about the services that you offer, where we can find you, all that good stuff. Because I thought I needed to go to my primary care. He'll look at my knee and then kind of tell me to go to a physical therapist.
Yeah, so that is a myth. Currently in Maryland, Virginia, and DC, you do not need a doctor's referral to come to physical therapy. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call whenever you're hurting. So if you wake up, your neck is hurt, you can give us a call and just explain, hey, my neck is hurting, I really want to know what's going on, and then we can help you and evaluate you the same day or within a few days, depending on our schedule. And the reason for that is, especially in America, our health costs are enormous, and a lot of people are getting unnecessary imaging. So with physical therapy, we're based on our skill set, we can tell you, okay, yes, you need to go to orthopedist, or you need to go to a neurologist to see this, and then you may need imaging. But sometimes people are just getting x-rays and MRIs and all this stuff, and it's not necessary, which is why direct access is such a big push.
So I can have pain and I should see you first.
Yeah, you
like
can
a crick in my neck or
Mhm.
something. And then you'd be able to tell me which way I need to go.
Right, if imaging was even imperative. But here at Performance Care Clinics, we're one-on-one rehab, as you can see on our sign, which means there's no physical therapy assistance. You get the physical therapist for the entire hour, which is unheard of. You get direct contact with us, whether it be through email, through text, or by call. So all of our providers you can speak to directly, no matter what time, but we ask that, you be a little lenient on weekends for us. And we do our dry needling and we do sports performance. So any teams or any people trying to get back into an athletic activity, that's where we specialize in. Myself, I'm a certified strength and conditioning specialist, which is the highest form of personal training.
Oh, wow.
So that kind of helps me get them over that hump and then specialize in whatever they need to do. And then at that time, if it's outside of my scope, then I'll send them to another CS is what we call them, to get them the rest of the way. Yeah.
Wow. See, I told y'all, she's good. Go to the clinic, go to the website to try to get to her. I don't know if you'd be able to get an appointment, but yeah.
There'll be appointments.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. Wow, okay. So we're good about that, but no, like I mentioned before, she's also a founding member of the organization and a board member. So I want you to go ahead and tell us about that.
Okay. So with physical therapy, there's not many minorities in physical therapy, especially African Americans. So myself and 4 other girls were actually in a continuing education class. We're like, oh my gosh, there's 5 of us in a group of 30, which is unheard of. So we all started talking, and what came of that is we started a group me. The group me got so big because there was a lot of minority physical therapists that felt isolated, or they didn't have anyone to talk to or share their stories. So then we started a Facebook group called the Coalition of Black Physical Therapists. It's an open group. The only thing is you have to be either a student of physical therapy or a practicing physical therapist to participate. However, we have an influx of people in need of Black physical therapists.
Oh, wow.
So we have patients request when they try to add, and we'll try to send them to someone in their area nationwide to help them with their issues.
What? So you guys have helped with jobs?
We help with jobs. We help just find other providers of color in their area. We provide mentorships to each other and different things like that. But more officially is the National Association for Black Physical Therapists, which I'm a board member of. With that organization, it's not only open to physical therapists and students of physical therapy, but also prospective students. And our mission there is to give back to our communities and also increase the number of minorities in the profession and just our presence overall. So we do scholarships, we do mentorships, we do networking. We have an event in DC. We do have a DC chapter. Our next event will be on October 20th at Core Power. So you can follow us at NABPT _ at IG, and it will have all the information on there. It's a complimentary event. It's free, so you can network and meet other people and go from there.
You see what FAMU does? You see? We reach out and try to keep you together. Saying the real HBCU. Wow! Well, thank you so much for educating us, taking some of your time. I did, before she leaves us, want her to give us some advice for us everyday people, just in case we're not athletes. I'm an athlete in my mind. But just for everyday people, what kind of advice would you give them?
So everyone is an athlete if you're working out. My main thing is, if you have any pain and it's lasting for more than a week or so, you've tried medicine, you've tried stretching, and it's not getting better, don't be afraid to call. Most physical therapy clinics will even provide a 15-minute free consultation just to let you know what you need to do. But if it's been like, oh, I had it, then it went away, or I had it and it's not so bad, you're just making it worse and worse, and that inflammatory process is only getting worse and causing you to break down. But as we get older, especially those over 30 like myself,
What's she trying to say?
we're gonna start to break down, so we just have to be more diligent about caring for ourselves for the long haul.
Okay, I'll take that. She just called me old on the low. No shame. That's all right. Well, thank you so much. This was Dr. Green. This is amazing. You know where to find her, right here. It's up on the screen. Did you want to leave your
Yeah, so you can find us. Absolutely. So you can find us at www.performancecareclinics.com, or you can follow my personal IG at treat.train.compete. The IG for the company is the same, Performance Care Clinic. So you can find us. You can always reach out. We do accept questions on there if you're wondering what to do. We will respond. So you'll see myself there. But thank you so much for having me and taking the time to hang out with us today.
All right, Health and Fit family, do what you need to do. Get some physical therapy. It's been real. I'm not getting dry needles. I'm not doing that.
Oh, that's all right. It's all right.